Arjun is in a miserable position. That is not the position of Arjun, the person. That is the situation of entire mankind. That is the conflict that we all face daily, every day. So first of all, it is not about Arjun and Krishna. It is not about two persons. Arjun and Krishna are both within us. Krishna is not standing in front of Arjun. Krishna is the heart of Arjun.
The next question comes from verse 11 and 12 of chapter 7, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And of the strong I am the strength which is devoid of desire and attachment. Among the creatures I am the desire which is not contrary to righteousness, O scion of the Bharata dynasty. Those things that indeed are made of sattva and those things that are made of tamas, know them to have sprung from me alone. However, I am not in them, they are in me. Then the question says, what is the significance of strength devoid of desire and attachment, and desire unopposed to Dharma? Also, what does Krishna mean by saying, they are in me, yet I am not in them? As this statement seems to contradict the verses 8 to 11, where he says, I am the light in the sun and the moon, I am the pure smell in the earth, and life principle in all being. So, verse 8, 9, 10 have also been quoted. And the verses say from 8th to 10th, O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, I am the effulgence of the moon and the sun, the letter Om in the Vedas, the sound in space, and manhood in men. I am also the sweet fragrance in the earth, I am the brilliance in the fire, and the life in all beings, and I am the austerity of the ascetics. O Parth, know me to be the eternal seed of all beings. I am the intellect of the intelligent, I am the courage of the courageous. So, the questioner is saying here, Sri Krishna is talking as if he is present in all beings. In sun he is present as brightness or brilliance, in moon he is present as effulgence, in water he is present as taste, in the Vedas he is present as Om, Pranav. He says in the earth I am present as the sweet fragrance. So, and then very quickly he seems to contradict himself in verses 11 and 12, where he says, they are in me, yet I am not in them. He says, what is happening here? It has to be understood. Everything in universe, in Prakriti, exists by virtue of the fundamental element. That fundamental element here is Krishna. Everything in the universe exists by virtue of the fundamental element. The fundamental element expresses itself in all things, but no particular thing expresses the fundamental element in its totality. Are you getting it? You see, when you stand under a shady tree on a sunny day, don't you see a lot of little brilliant dots on the earth below the shade? What are those little brilliant dots or spots. There are images of sun. The tiny spaces between the leaves of the tree are acting as pinholes, and the entire mechanism is acting as a pinhole camera. It's a thick tree. The foliage is quite thick. So there are these little gaps from where the sunlight is passing, and the sunlight, when it hits the earth after passing through those little pinholes, creates on the earth images of sun itself, not sunlight, sun itself. Now all those images, the various images, the hundreds of images, sun actually? No, they are not sun. None of them is sun. But all of them are due to the sun, and all of them are images of the sun, and all of them represent the sun. That's what Krishna is saying here. He is saying everything that you see in the universe has been powered by me. It represents me. But nothing captures me fully. Right? So, they are in me, I am not in them. Read it to say, I am not fully in them. Partially, yes, all of them carry me. But no thing can carry me fully because everything is finite. Everything is limited. I am infinite, limitless. How can anything then carry me? Are you getting it? So you get to see two things here. One, it has been a tradition in India to worship everything as a representation of the ultimate. At the same time, nothing has been worshipped as the ultimate. Nothing has been worshipped as the ultimate. Therefore, there is Ishwar and there is Brahma. You can worship everything as a lord, as a small god, as a dev. You can attach the word Bhagwan to a lot of entities. Because there is a lot that represents godliness. But then you do not do these things with truth or Brahm. You can take a tree and worship it as a Dev, but you will not take a tree and worship it as Brahm. So there is acceptance of everything as a representative of godliness. At the same time, there is a clear realization that nothing can be a substitute for the truth. While everything has Bhagavatta, the God element, yet there is nothing that can be taken as truth almighty itself. Things are admirable, respectable, worthy of worship because they act as a door. They can take you beyond. But no thing
is the beyond itself. Alright? Therefore, the distinction between Ishwar and Brahm. Is it clear? Then, in the first part of the question, what is the significance of strength devoid of desire and attachment and desire unopposed to dharma? Krishna is saying here, and of the strong, I am the strength which is devoid of desire and attachment. In general, where does our strength come from? Our strength itself is powered by desire and attachment, no? The more desirous you are, the more strong or the more headstrong you become. Don't you? Have you seen how one-pointed people become in pursuit of their desires? Have you seen how energetic a man becomes when possessed by desire? Right? Have you seen how motivated we are when in the grip of attachment? So in general, all our energy flows from just the wrong places. When you find a man very energetic, you can almost be assured that he is operating from the wrong center. There are so many energetic people in the world. What are they energetic for? In general, most people are energetic to pursue their own narrow self-interests. The moment we find that it is possible to further our personal welfare through a certain course of action, we find that we are full of energy. It is as if energy starts springing from some hidden sources within us, just so that we can proceed to meet our desire. Right? Even the laziest person becomes super active and agile, brimming with movement and enterprise when he wants to get something. No? Sri Krishna is saying something different here. He is saying, I am that strength which is devoid of desire and attachment. Where does this strength come from? This strength comes from seeing the ill effects of desire and attachment. One says, I can see what desire and attachment have done to me and to the world, and I now refuse to submit to my old fate. I will now strongly and staunchly resist falling into the same traps that had hitherto snared me. This is the form and declaration of that strength. So there is a strength, there is an energy, there is a resoluteness that comes from being possessed by desire, and there is a strength that comes from seeing the ill effects of desire. You see that the enemy is just around the corner.
And you remember what the enemy was able to do the last time he overpowered you. So you are 10 times more determined now. Krishna is talking of that strength. You are saying, I know you are very powerful, and I know that you totally trample me when you are able to win me over. I'll not allow that to happen this time. Right? So, I am pretty unflappable now. This is the strength that Krishna is talking of. So, there is a strength that has the seal of Maya over it. And there is a strength that says, I resist Maya. I want to go directly to Krishna. Both these are quite strong. But needless to say, if these two are matched against each other, the right strength prevails. The right strength prevails. Right? Then he says, what is meant by desire unopposed to Dharma? Again, you can see that there are two kinds of desires. Mostly our desire stands in opposition to Dharma. Is that not our usual experience? Right? Krishna is saying, no, I am not that desire. I am the desire that moves towards Dharma. I am the desire that is aligned with Dharma. That's what I am. You getting it? He has to specify, because mostly our strength, our resolution, our desires, they all arise from the wrong places. Rare is the man whose desire is towards Dharma. So much so that the word desire itself has turned into some kind of an abuse in spiritual practice. Not because desire is condemnable per se, but because most people practice just the wrong type of desire. It is not desire that in itself is a vice. It depends on the desirous one. Depending on the orientation of the desirous one, desire will take its direction. Desire could either be towards dharma, towards liberation, towards truth, or desire could be totally opposed to dharma and satya. Overwhelmingly, we find the evidence is that desire is opposed to truth. So we have started saying that desire itself is the culprit, which it really is not. There is a clear possibility, as Sri Krishna puts here, to be desirous of Krishna himself. That's when desire is your friend. Otherwise, desire is your enemy. Have the right desire. Right? People often come and ask about desirelessness. Desirelessness means nothing. Desirelessness is actually just another name for being free of desire of the wrong kind. Right? So I am desireless in the sense I do not have desire. What kind of desire do I not have anymore? The wrong desire. That is desirelessness. So desirelessness really then does not mean to not to have any desire. Desirelessness then actually means to have the right desire. The added advantage here in having the right desire
is that right desire can actually get fulfilled. Wrong desire is such a losing endeavor that you can never succeed with it. You will keep desiring, and the desire will never really reach completion. Right desire can actually reach completion. And once it reaches completion, is there the desire or the desiring one left? No, both are gone. So now it is desirelessness in the true sense of the word. Because the desire is now fulfilled, truly completed. So the desire and the desireless one, both are gone. This you can call as desirelessness. Right? But this is the highest definition of desirelessness. In general, when as a seeker, as a practitioner, you practice desirelessness, what should it mean to you? It should mean being free of desire of the kind that spells bondage. That is desirelessness in a practical sense. Right?
You were mentioning about desire and attachment, no? What I would like to know is, when every action, every day when I take it, every action has got an attachment. So, unless until I have a singleness and firmness of purpose, why I am taking this kind of action, whether it's going to lead a kind of a liberation or it's for a selfish reason. So I need to analyze myself, what these actions actually happens. So unless until there is an emotion will be there, every action has got an emotion. Unless until I decide myself, what this purpose of this action, what I am doing. So 99% of the action, if it is really goes to the kind of liberation, that I'll have a better energy in my life. Otherwise, it drains my energy. I believe that is what I meant to say. Is it correct?
That's what is meant by being reflective.
Because attachment, desire, it is there in every action. But what action I take it, it's what is the intention behind action? If the intention of purity is there, it will just happen. Because for me, from the beginning, 16 years till 61, a lot of uncertainties happened. But I was not taken anything as difficult. I took it, everything as in a good note. Okay, whatever comes good. Whatever, there is nothing called bad or something like that. I accepted wholeheartedly and working towards it. So I feel that is good. So I've never considered bad. Was it right actually?
That I cannot say with certainty. But definitely if you are of a reflective temperament, then it is commendable. If you pause, if you take stock, if you want to ask, where is this attachment or emotion or urge or impulse coming from? What do I really want to achieve? If these questions remain present to you, if such questions remain pertinent, then it bodes well for your well-being.